Oops.
Oh my God! Somebody's got Big Ben in their living room.
Mm-hmm.
Not here.
What?
That's what my girlfriend calls it.
But
Is that what your girlfriend called it?
I better
That's
get
when
my
she.
dr- I-
That's
I
when
gotta
you were
get my
there. When
rim
she was
shot
with her
ready.
girlfriend, she said it wasn't that big a Ben. So Marley, you're a vintage collector, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to come up with some nice items for you for vintage. You know, like, do you have an inkwell?
No.
Well, you need one of those, right?
No, because I like more like 40s and 50s.
Oh. You have a wax seal?
I have one. I don't know where it is.
What's the oldest thing anybody's got in their house? And don't tell me it's in the refrigerator.
That's me.
Okay.
Me.
Yeah, right.
Me. I have a baby buggy has wood wheels.
Oh, that's going to go over big. This is why, people are scared when they date you.
It's in the basement. It's not even where.
That's even scarier.
Well,
Come down and see my stuff in the
when my
basement.
parents were moving,
Yeah.
Hello,
they were
Ginger.
Get rid of it, and I couldn't let them get rid of it. They bought it
Right.
like as an
Show
antique
running?
when I was born.
Uh-huh.
Is the show running?
Yes, the show is running. We think it is. But I don't know why I'm having a problem with my. I have
You're
to fix.
walking.
this
Booted
mic.
out of
Yeah,
here.
I see that. I've got to fix something. Hold
So
on.
did everybody else.
Oh.
Sit on something.
I got to fix that by
Wasn't that
doing
fun?
this.
That's always fun.
All right,
So
hold
then
on
you
a
hear
second.
ding, and it's like, ah, crap.
Then
So
So
I
everyone
do
just
this.
plugged back in? Oh, okay.
Hold on one second. We're almost running, okay?
Stop walking.
28 people on the sim.
28 people on the sim. That's great. Okay, let's see if we get this. Now we're running. Now I think we got a show going, okay?
All right.
So, yeah. So, they say down in Guantanamo Bay, apparently there's a hunger strike. Anybody hear that? They're playing the Hunger Games down there. And then they're force-feeding them. I don't get why they're force-feeding them. But out of 166, 100 and something have gone on a hunger strike. I would go around the place going to the other 65. Why don't you join? Come on. Be in.
Well, Obama said something about it today.
Yeah.
The first time he's even acknowledged them.
Acknowledge them? Well,
Publicly acknowledged them, yeah.
so what are you saying?
It was kind of a
Because
big
if you're
deal.
saying what I think you're saying, there's somebody ringing on your doorbell right now, okay?
What?
Yeah, they're there. Okay. Yep. One of the SWAT teams are there. So this is not working the way it's planned. Okay. Well, I'm walking into the wrong part of the stage. I got to get this. When I came back out, this didn't work out very well. Here we go. Let me get out here a little bit. And did
There
Bubble
you
Pop
are.
show up tonight?
Bubble
No.
You
Pop.
got no bubble pop?
We have not seen him yet.
See
Okay,
him.
so we've only got Catboy, a whole bunch in the audience. Fabulous singer coming on. Free the slaves or something like that's her name.
Where's Haley?
Haley.
I know. I spoke to Haley on the weekend. I saw her.
She's better now. Yeah. Everybody always likes to say that. I spoke to Haley on the weekend. That makes you like a special friend, and we're not, right?
Yeah. I'm very special. Quite special.
I know.
I
We're a little science.
I went out and had lunch with her, but if you haven't talked to her, that's your problem,
Oh,
right,
yes.
okay.
I spoke to Thomas Linden the other day, too. Yes, quite.
Right. Yeah. So back behind here we have Laurel and Hardy. Not Laurel. Yeah, Laurel and Hardy are behind us.
That's them.
You know who they are, right?
That's him.
Yeah, yeah. How many of you remember Abbott and Costello?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You always hear think. How many of you remember, Marie Antoinette? Think goes, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
I had her phone number.
Yeah, I had a phone number.
Who's on
I
first?
saw it this weekend.
Yeah. Who's on first? Right. You saw her this weekend, right? Yeah. Who's on first? Right. How about the one I'll do this one quick for you, okay? This is the one about the 2 10s for a 5. Do you guys remember that one? This is when Abbott says, have you got 2 10s for a 5? And Costello says, just happen to have it. And after a pause, Costello says, wait, just a minute. Something wrong? $15 went south. What do you mean? You gave me a lot of your fast talk. You said, do you have 2 10s for a 5? I gave you 2 10s for a 5. Just a minute. Are you accusing me of cheating? No, but you got 2 10s for a 5. All right, here's your 5. Now give me back my 2 10s. Okay, that's better. What are you doing? What's wrong now? Look, Abbott, here's 2 10s. Give me a 5. Certainly. You did it to me. You did it to me again. Abbott and Costello. There we go. Hello, Windiva. How are you? Hello, Pride. Oh, we got so many new people around it. This is a lot of fun. We got to go through and take a look at everyone. By the way, there's a new Firestorm 4.0. Okay. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I came online, and I'm a part of the Firestone group. In 1 minute, there's like 116 different complaints about Firestorm. You know, the new one. Yeah.
So
apparently they've replaced your avatar with somebody else's.
that might be fun.
Yeah.
It really is bad, the new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's the first time I've ever seen a disclaimer on the web page saying, here are the issues that we know of. 1, your screen will go black. 2, your avatar won't be the same size as it used to be. How do I know how tall my avatar is if my screen is black?
Well, how do you read the note that if the screen is black?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It lost my blow-up doll out of my inventory.
Yeah.
Aww.
I'll tell you something, the stock market keeps going up. Too bad that doesn't affect any of us.
So true.
What good does that do me?
If that guy Bernanke was accurate, he talked about a helicopter and dropping $50 bills. What he should do is get a helicopter dropped hundreds, but he needs the right zip code. Collect some zip codes. That money would go into the system faster than you can believe. Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you, there's some buttons here in Second Life that I wish I had in First Life. Right, girls? Don't you like some of these buttons?
There's Magic's here. Hey, Magic.
How about that button you could just, de-res, You could de-res your neighbors. You could you look out your window and think you have oceanfront property.
D-res half your thighs.
Right. D-res what?
I want the slider.
Half your thighs.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. There we go.
Is
Yeah,
it
we
the
could
slider
de-res
bar for
too.
that?
Yeah. That's what I wanted to write, the Second Life diet book. Slide bar left. That'd be great. Just send that down to the people that are running Guantanamo Bay. Tell them, look, you're having a hunger strike. Instead of sticking things in their nose, slide bar right. Yeah. By the way, I don't know if it's still working, but there was a Second Life hotline for suicides. I don't know if any of you ever tried it. I once tried it. I actually tried it. I just want to see what happened. I got this message. It said, I'm busy, but if you leave a message, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah, you gotta love it, right? Hello, Modi.
Is there like a 911 for SL?
911, right?
It's called, click the little help button in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, what's your emergency?
F what?
F1.
What was it?
F1. Remember that? It was
Good
F1?
luck. Yeah,
Goddamn
good luck.
thing.
Right. You pressed F1. What happened? Did anybody ever get anything to happen?
I think something that
Way
it
back
doesn't
when
work
you
out.
could.
Oh, you get Second Life help.
Yeah. I'd go to Jira. It was a lot like the Wailing Wall, and you just stick little fucking notes in it and nobody listen.
Love that.
Yeah. And sometimes they'd send you a message. They're working on it. And other people would put little things. They were complaining about the same thing. And eventually, they never fixed it. Right? Yeah, by the way, I hear, shortly, I'm not sure which country first. It's possible that it could be Holland, that Second Life marriages are going to be recognized.
Oh, great.
Really?
Let me tell you something. You got to love the Dutch, okay? Or was it the Belgium? I can't remember. Maybe in the Belgium. Is there really any difference between the two? Really, seriously, come
No,
on.
The waffles.
not the northern one.
You know,
Don't say
It's the
that.
waffles.
The wooden shoes.
Yeah, I mean that's like the people in Ocean City or the people in Newark. They're the same, right? They're in New Jersey. You know, Holland and Belgium are in.
The Flemish in Belgium are like the Dutch,
Right.
but not the French.
Well, aren't the French in Belgium? Well, we
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
French are mostly in Brussels.
In Brussels, which they don't belong there, right? It's on that purpose. But yeah, but apparently to Belgium, this goes all the way back early days of Second Life. Somebody actually complained in First Life in Belgium that they had been raped in Second Life. And the Belgian police actually did this. You can look this up. Sent 2 detectives into Second Life to investigate.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
Now you wonder why they're having economic problems over there, right? I mean, please.
That was money well spent.
Yeah. You got to be great, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes in First Life when things are going on, I like to, I just run my emote script for a little bit, you know. Right? Guys, did you know that we girls, we have emote scripts. We just run them when we want.
They're called hormones.
Yeah. Yeah. Most whores moan, you know. No. Forget it. Never mind. I didn't say that. That's terrible. That's terrible.
That was funny.
Yeah. So, you know, we should have like our own awards each year. Don't you think we should have an award ceremony like best animation while on a sex pose ball? Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Best
definitely.
animation, best
Best lag movement in a full sim. Have you ever noticed some people move better than others? Do you remember the first time you walked through a wall and you kept walking and walking and walking and then all of a sudden you hadn't gone anywhere? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's a lot like being in a subway in New York. Remember when somebody say to you, "You're naked," and you said, "No, you're not," and you said, "Yes, you are," and you say, "No, you're not," and then they take a picture and hand it to you. You say, "Holy shit!" You know?
I have a file of those pictures.
Do you have a file of those? Yeah.
Welcome back, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome back. How about the Emerald Viewer? Do you guys remember the Emerald Viewer? Wow.
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh,
it
yeah.
turned out
What
there was
happened
just
to
one
that?
guy behind the freaking scene pulling all the buttons and whatever happened to the Emerald Viewer? It's
Like
called
the-
Phoenix.
Like Oz.
And just so you know, okay, who am I feeding through now? Somebody. Oh, and then as soon as you say that, the person just clicks their mic off. Don't you love that?
It's
They
like,
know.
oh, stop
They know
me,
who they
stop
are.
me.
Yeah. Yeah, but just guys, so you know, women came before men, and if you want proof of it, just notice the first time you res into Second Life, you're Ruth. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a fact. Okay.
proof.
And remember, there was bouncing boobies. All right, now we have physics, and then there are what are these things called? Those big boobies that they come out in mesh
Lolas.
now.
Lolas.
Lolas. Lolas.
Oh,
Those
Do you know how long a
Tango.
guy's penis has to be in order to really have sex with a girl that's Lola's gone? God, those things are unbelievable. They make clothes from. Didn't I go with you, Dr. Fran? We went and looked at all that
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing is that they got the physics, and all the guys like the physics. But now with the mesh, the physics don't work with the mesh.
Oh, they don't.
Well, you can't really see it underneath the mesh.
Listen, you can't see it, but I can feel my boobies move.
Yours are bigger than mine. That's why.
Yeah.
And remember all the times when you first came in, like to not Second Life, into the internet. You know, back in the old days with you had the dial up. Remember the dial up connection? You know? Now I know some of you guys just got a hard on hearing that, right?
I can't have sex unless I hear that first.
Oh, gross.
How many email accounts do you have? I mean, you know, people used to be just happy with one post office box.
Yeah.
How many? That was
Well,
my-
I got
Five.
one. 5? Yeah, I have one for things I buy. You know, so they don't just send. I have one for friends. I have one for like banks and stuff like that. And
One for work.
Fine.
And then and we're just talking about Lauren's. I mean, everybody here has a second
material
life.
girl.
Gmail, right? Yeah, right.
Lauren buys stuff.
Yeah. Do you remember that early time when you first came in and stuff, and somebody typed LOL? Or who was the first person who typed LOL? Right? Somebody typed LOL. Yeah, who was that? Yeah, there it is. Right, Ren. Ren is. Yeah.
It's a cat.
Ren is playing tonight, but
It was
hey,
Lal
Solomon.
Zimmerman. Lal Zimmerman's the first one that used it.
Is that right? LOL. And then, even worse, in First Life, is when somebody says to you all of a sudden, when you tell a joke, they go, LOL. You go, you want to slap them, just slap them. Go, can't you fucking laugh? You need an animation for that? You want me to get you a little voice animation? So you can do that. So, yeah, but they were difficult, some of them. Yeah, I remember some of them. BRB. I didn't know what the hell that meant. I thought it was like, breakfast, room, and board. But I had no clue what they were selling. I said, I'll take two, Of course, the hardest one for me, of course, was the WTF, because I didn't want to ask anybody. How many of you wanted to ask somebody what that meant when you first saw it? I didn't want to ask anybody. By that time, I didn't want to be that stupid, So I looked at it and looked at it. It took me about 2 months. And one day, somebody typed it in and I go, what the fuck does that mean? And that's how I got it. Yeah. So this guy's at a doctor, and the doctor says, well, it seems your weight is perfect. You just happen to be 11 feet too short. See, it's all perception. Yeah. So what do we have? Only cat boys coming up tonight, so I got to drag this whole thing out and hope not to ruin the night. What? That's it? We
hope you have a lot of
look at that. I
material.
love your hair there. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. No, that's all right. I'll bring you up in a little bit because we got to get through the whole night with all this stuff. All right. So just relax.
Okay.
I got to make up the stuff.
Yep.
Have you ever had this happen to you in First Life? You're sitting in your living room. You want to get up, but you can't find the stand-up button.
That's easy.
Usually I'm
T
drunk
was the
when it
chair.
Yeah.
I actually go to the supermarket and can't find area search.
Yeah. Right. I realized the other day that all my friends are in Second Life. There's no point in going out in First Life anymore. How many of you have had phone calls in First Life while you're in Second Life, and they're like your friends and family, and you just ignore them because you're in here and you don't want to be bothered?
Doing that tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. You ever answer a phone in First Life and go, I'll be right back? Go into Second Life?
BRB. I have to do something in Second Life.
Yeah. I do some things from Second Life in First Life. Like if I'm in a room and there's like 5 or 6 people, I have little mini conversations with all of them, then don't answer them for a while I talk to somebody else, and then come back and answer that person, and then talk to them. Yeah, just to see what's happening. Yeah, real life friends are still on hold, right, Bordeaux? Yeah. Guys, seriously, after pixel sex, do you find it a bit frightening to hit detach? Does that scare you?
Just a little.
Yeah. So, we all having a good time? Hey, Sinov, how are you, darling? Yeah, we all having fun tonight? We're just rocking out here and doing whatever's happening. Cash Nublo, how are you? Look at all the great people that are here tonight. How do you get all these people to come here, Jamie? Yeah, I don't know how you do it. Every week, Jamie gets everything together. Gio is filming all this, and actually, if somebody will put up the link, Gio has actually got 50 of these shows up, so that, when your family decides to commit you so they can get your money, they'll be able to know that you were here instead of wherever it was they were supposed to be. How many of you guys are still cammed on the low part of my dress? Stop.
Oh, yeah. You're wearing mesh tonight? So disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a couple once arguing over some giant XX part for him that he wanted to buy. And she was saying, no, no, no. And he was saying, actually, to her, typing this out, this before voice, he said, but honey, you'll love the HUD. You gotta love some of the stuff that people come up with in Second Life, right? Yeah. You ever? Oh well. Actually, Tindalia came in earlier in her first avatar. Remember your first avatar? Do you remember that avatar? That's the avatar you would not go out with. Yeah, it's amazing. Just like First Life, we just get some changes. And what would you do if Second Life closed? Suppose they just closed down Second Life. Yeah.
Go to IMV.
Don't
have to go
even
outside.
think. Oh, no, don't say
I
that.
did miss my friends.
Would you go to World of Warcraft and just walk around and try to talk to people?
Hang out.
Call it
I've been
booth.
saying, how come I can't get this male elf to wear a dress?
By the way, we got two people coming up tonight. We do have two people. We're going to have, but first, we're going to bring up but in a minute, Tamry, and then we're going to bring up Catboy. How about that? Tamry's going to come up and do something in just a minute. Yeah. A year or so ago, do you remember this? Maybe 2 years, 3 years ago, one day we came on and there were no Lindens and nobody had any Lindens. Their money was gone, right? Do you remember that? They had an error and they let us log on with no money.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that happened one day. You weren't here, were you, Marley? You were doing something worthwhile in First Life. Yeah, they abolished slavery in First Life. They replaced it with work. But anyhow, no, I remember that day with no Lindens. And that was back when I had concierge service and all that. So I called up on the phone. You could dial like a special phone number. And I got the person on the line. And I go, I have no Lindens. Can I apply for Second Life welfare? That was the best part of concierge service, calling up with weird things like that. Like I like to call up and they go, and who is this calling? And I go, Lauren. And they go, Lauren, L-O-R-I-N. No, L-A-U-R-E-N, Lauren Weyland. Right. Or I called up one time and they answered and I go, Mommy, Second Life isn't running. Isn't working. Yeah. All right, let's bring Timmery up here. Come on, Timmery. Come on.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody's already looked up your skirt. You can get up here now. Okay.
Forgot to
Let me
put
stop.
underwear on. Okay.
That just made every guy is now camming right up your skirt as soon as you said that. I can say it. They don't cam up my skirt. I don't know why. All right.
Okay.
Let's give a round of applause for Timmery. She's coming up here. Go ahead, Timmery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am going to talk to you guys about the top 8 misconceptions of Second Life. The public has a lot of misconceptions about Second Life. You can't mention it to your friends. They think it's a perverted world. All of these. So I cataloged the top 8 misconceptions. Okay. The first one that everyone has, especially the media, that nobody plays Second Life anymore. Wrong. But there are only 32 of us. Long story short, it was late 2009. Then we were at a party. It got late. Yada, yada, yada. We got locked in. And they're letting us stay so long as we don't tell anybody or ask to use the restroom.
That sounds
You
about
guys
right.
are obviously part of the 32, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. The second misconception about Second Life is that Second Life is chock full of flying penises. Flying penises everywhere. Now, you know what? I've been to mainland. There's no disputing that. Never mind. Okay, the third misconception about Second Life is that Second Life is a game. And that's not true. Second Life is not a game. It's a brooch, it's a pterodactyl, it's a black hole for money and time, but it is not a game. Fourth misconception of Second Life is that there's nothing to do in here. When my boss down at the Dairy Queen used to say when I worked there as a teen, he said, if you have time to lean, you have time to sort your inventory. Or something like that.
Yeah.
misconception about Second Life is that people who play Second Life don't have a first life. That is a lie. Not only do I have a wonderful first life, I enjoy a third life as a spoof Twitter account and a fourth life as the person I want everyone to think I am on Facebook.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
6 misconception about Second Life is that Linden Lab doesn't have a decent marketing or public relations department. This is also incorrect because I have it on good authority that the Linden Lab marketing and PR staffs are full of competent, highly skilled, and professional people. They've just been kept bound and gagged in the basement of the Battery Street building since late 2008. Unlike the 32 of us, though, that play, they are allowed to use the employee restroom. And the 7th misconception about Second Life, and you guys will remember this, 10 Lindens was an overhyped, insulting 2013 Valentine's Day gift to receive from Linden Lab. Do you remember that? When you
Yes.
sent it on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also incorrect.
I saved it.
It was an overhyped, insulting census of active accounts. Which reminds me, it's almost my mom's birthday, and I need to get her a census of active accounts.
Oh, is that what they did it for? Oh, my God.
And the 8th misconception about Second Life is that all Second Life female avatars are actually real-life men. And this is also wrong. All real-life men are actually Second Life avatars. So I just blow you
That's brilliant.
I really hope this helps everyone out there who is formerly confused as to the true nature of Second Life. I, for one, will now feel free to go out without shame or reservation and tell all of my friends and family that, yes, I play Call of Duty. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bravo. Way to go. Yeah. 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 I don't have any problem explaining to people that I'm in Second Life, in First Life. Yeah, I like to explain to them about buying land in Second Life. That's always the best fun of the whole thing, when you see their eyes start to glaze over. You buy virtual property for money and what have you. I go, don't you buy Harlequin novels for real money? What the fuck is the difference? Somebody goes, oh, you're wasting time in Second Life. I said, do you turn on the TV and watch, shows? Yes, I do. Well, that's just push. We play push and pull in Second Life, yeah. By the way, don't you wish somebody would have the courage in First Life to open a regular restaurant from way back when, served grilled cheese sandwiches? They weren't all dolled up with all sorts of things. Just a crappy grilled cheese sandwich and put on a plate, Come on. What happened to restaurants back then? Remember? Roast beef sandwich with mayonnaise? Right, that came out of a jar. What happened to those restaurants? White bread. Yeah, white bread. What happened to white bread? Right. So, Ren, do you want me to call you Ren, or do you want me to call you Freestar, or do you just want me to call you Bitch? Which of these three names would you most like us to call you tonight? Since you're going to be singing with K, or is it Quay? Or is it, how is it pronounced, Dr. Fran? Quai. Dr. Fran isn't here anymore. Well, there you go. Oh, Kawhi? KWY? What is that, like ROL? F? What does KWI mean?
Why?
Kwai.
KY?
Oh, is that like the
Kiwi.
bridge over the River Kwai?
Yes.
That's the jelly to put in your roast beef sandwich.
Is that right? Yeah.
The KY jelly.
G.I. Joe, right. Oh, God. That was it. They came out with movies. How many of you played with G.I. Joe? Yeah.
I did. Yep.
I knew one of the girls here in Second Life told me all about her Barbie collection. When the Barbie collection was out, her mother would see it one way, but when her mom was in the room, she took it in the closet. G.I. Joe had little parts that she glued on so that he was more realistic.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! That's awesome.
For.
That's silly putty. See, that's what silly. That's what I was. Must have been you that told me that story.
You can make it tattooed with the comics from Sunday.
By the way, in the news in 2013 is that if you make her laugh, it boosts her sex appeal. You do indeed get the girl, but only for one night stand. That's why they call comedy a one night stand, right? Yeah, stand-up comedy. But yeah, and this is great. This is great. All right, you think we're weird here in Second Life? A company in the United States released a self-cleaning shirt. Did you hear about this?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
Commuters familiar with the musty hum of rush hour train carriages may not believe it, but a company claims to have invented a shirt which can be worn for 100 days without being washed. Yeah, probably by a mannequin.
Actually, that's all of my shirts.
Built-in deodorant?
No, it's actually made from wool, and it apparently that's works that way, and you can fold it up and throw it in the thing, and it never wrinkles, and it does all sorts of things. No deodorant, right? What do you think about that? Yep. So
I think that's nothing to be sniffed at.
oh,
Yeah, Thinker wants to turn on stage.
oh yeah, yeah. Yep. Anyhow, so those are some things that have happened in First Life, and let's see what else we got. We do have a bunch of things, but none of them can be remembered at this point. Freestar and Quay are going to perform. We use up some time and talk about a couple of other things. Yep. Do anybody know why the avatars in Avatar the movie were blue? I mean, you know, what was that all about? Why didn't they do them in pink? Right? Why didn't they make the girls pink and the boys blue?
Have oxygen.
How many of you guys really wanted one of those tails where you could hook it into the other tail and... Yeah. You ever take a shower in Second Life and then tell your girlfriend in First Life, yeah, I showered? Right?
I just showered just now, yeah. I'm fully dressed.
Yeah. You know, girls, we've come a long, long way when you think about it. Long, long ago, we used to pine for hunters thousands of years ago, remember? Then a half a century ago, it was a guy who could take an engine apart, slick back his hair, smoke a cigarette. And now it's some fat, nerdy guy playing Second Life who may or may not have a job. Right. I change my clothes daily, but only weekly. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, what are the two occupations women have? They're the highest pay grade in Second Life? Same as First Life, modeling and prostitution. Do you remember Orientation Island? How many of you remember that? I remember there was one thing we had to run up a hill and yeah, there was a whole bunch of things. You had to do it 3 times. Well, first they had the old Orientation Island, and then they updated it where you had to do something 3 times in order to pass the test. Do you remember that? Yeah. But I found there was a secret. If you started from the back and worked your way forward, you didn't have to do any of it. And if you went up to a Linden and simply said, hey, what the fuck is going on in voice with this body, you didn't have to do shit. Catboy, you ready to get up here?
Yes.
You ready? All right, here comes Catboy.
Yay!
Let's give Catboy a round of applause. Come on up here. And anybody else who wants to do any comedy, we'll tell you a good show place to be doing it. All right.
All right, I made it. Well, not that much lag, even though it's really crowded in here. Oh, well. All right.
Was that a joke? Did we miss them? Did we miss it?
Well, somebody said that's what she said. But, okay.
Okay.
All right. In the news recently, George W. Bush raised $500 million for his presidential library. Supporters say it's the world's largest collection of coloring books ever gathered in one place. Now, Obama had that, what was it, that speech or that comedy thing he did recently. What was that? Was it? He spoke somewhere recently.
Correspondence dinner?
Correspondence, yes, had a correspondence. He said that he was considering putting his presidential library at the place of his birth, but he reconsidered. He said he'd rather keep it in the United States.
Right.
But he actually did say that, by the way. So he knows how to troll. He knows how to troll. So, lots of news in the sports lately. Let's see. Starting off with my heart goes out to Jason Collins, NBA player who recently came out of the closet. Not everyone is brave enough to admit they play for the Washington Wizards. Okay, and lots of this year in hockey we had the shorter season because there was the strike, and a lot of people are saying because of the shorter season, we have lots of Canadian teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. We're attributing that mostly to the fact that we've had only half as much opportunity to fuck up. Okay, and is anyone watching the United States soccer team? I imagine not a lot of people watch that, but someone by the name of Hope Solo. Does anyone know who Hope Solo is?
Yeah, I read her book.
Oh, yeah.
Her book is great.
Okay, Hope Solo. Well, I was a little disappointed when she made the news because I thought somebody leaked some information about the new Star Wars 7 film. It's like, oh, Han and Leia had a daughter or something. That was the first thing that came to my mind. No, seriously, that's exactly what I thought. Okay, Hope Solo made a bit of a screw-up, a little tiny screw-up. She tweeted her phone number to her thousands of followers. And then she attempted to backpedal her way out of it, saying, oh, sorry, just a practical joke, ha-ha, just ignore the last tweet. But you know what? I have seen backpedaling worse than that this time of year, a couple of years ago, but that was from a few people who said the world was going to end.
Right.
Remember that? That was May 20, the rapture.
Whatever happened to those Mayans? They're all gone anyhow, right?
Yeah. What happened to those people that said the world was supposed to end in 2012? They're just huddled in a basement somewhere looking for the next date they can make a big deal out of. It's like, oh, 2015, oh no. Okay, so in the news, Tim Tebow, has anyone heard, might be coming to Canada. Might be going to the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Montreal is actually negotiating to get Tim Tebow on their team. Now, some people say that this is actually a pretty bad idea, and the reason why is Canadian football is significantly different than American football. We have a bigger field, we have 10 men aside, we have 3 downs, we have expanded motion rules, and in Montreal, all the John 3:16 signs are written in French.
Why can't you guys in Canada ever just follow what other people have been doing?
Yeah. But I just imagine, this is my imitation of Tim Tebow playing football in Montreal. He's just sitting around looking around going, what the fuck is Jean 3:16? That's John 3:16 in French, by the way. Okay. I actually heard someone in the States say a while ago, this is a true story, she said, if English was good enough for Jesus Christ, it's good enough for everybody else.
Oh, God.
Okay, but just before Tim Tebow left, I heard Mark Sanchez threw a going-away party for him, but it was intercepted.
Good. I'm gonna have to.
That is good.
Sorry.
That's yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyone here? Nike has announced the development of an elephant shoe. Relax. It's not actually made of elephants. It's an oversized shoe made from the hides of child laborers who perished while making the Nike Air Jordans.
God, that's terrible.
Okay, so anyone here, this was in the news in Toronto recently, another bit of news. A man recently stole a 50-year-old bottle of scotch that was worth $26,000 from a common, ordinary downtown liquor store. Wasn't a special kind of collector's place, it was just an ordinary liquor store. Now, a lot of people are going to be asking, what on earth is an ordinary liquor store doing with a $26,000 bottle of whiskey? All I could say is those provincial liquor taxes are just a fucking killer these days, man. They're just... Of course he stole it. He wants to put down a bank loan just to get a little drunk. Now, when this story came up, it actually reminded me of something. This is a true story of something that happened to me when I was living on the West Coast. I was going to college for a while, and I was really tight on money. and I went down to the local A&P to buy some, just local whatever groceries I could for as cheap as I could. And I bought this bottle of mouthwash. It was less than $2. And when I took it to the cash register, I'm sorry I have to ask this. Do you intend to drink this? Drink it? What the hell? What? Well, I'm sorry, but you see what happens is that a lot of homeless people are buying these bottles of mouthwash and they're drinking them. Why? There's 30% alcohol in the damn thing.
And good breath.
I wasn't going to drink it before, but now maybe I'll just take it home and add some ice and Pepsi to it. Jesus. That's the strongest thing I have in the whole house. Oh, man. That reminds me of a funny joke. Thinker told it to me earlier, and that was this one gentleman said, I'm going to the A&P. And the other gentleman said, well, I'm going to the Y and take a crap. Oh. Okay. It was funnier when Thinker said it. Okay.
You don't tell us jokes over again. They never go over very big.
All right, I'm going to tell you a bit of a story of what I went through this past weekend. And I was doing yard work. Is everyone doing yard work? It's getting warm out. We kind of skipped spring. We just went straight on into summer. We had snow coming down last week. And right now, I've got my windows open, and it's 20 degrees Celsius outside. Go figure. I mean, that's what it's usually like. And I had to dig up something called a yew bush. Does anyone know what that is? I'll spell it out.
A yew bush.
Yew bush. Now, last year I had to dig up a pine tree, and I wasn't dicking around with it. I used a pneumatic chisel to get the root out. Is that what George calls Laura? Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't know. All right. And, well, of course, when I get woken up in the morning to start all this work, no conversation that ever started with, honey, can you get a shovel, can ever lead to anything good unless you're married to a pirate. Anyway, I had to dig out the yew bush, and I really did not want to spend any time on this thing. Like, digging up a tree root is just like one of the most difficult things in the world. So what I did was I hooked up a pneumatic chisel. I took out a huge air compressor, and I took the bit on the end of the pneumatic chisel, and I got this half horsepower bench grinder, and I just grinded the bit down to razor sharp. And isn't it weird that you're hearing somebody dressed like me talk like Tim Allen? Yeah, installed a new manifold, air compressor, chip the motor to jack up the PSI, charge the reciprocating rate up to 50,000 RPM. Anyway, I fired up the air compressor about 150 PSI, started chiseling away at the root. Now, I want anyone here, can you guess what happens when you take a pneumatic drill to the yew root of a bush? What happens? Does anyone guess this? Because I'm willing to bet no one's going to get it. What happens when you have 50,000 cyclic RPM?
It gets harder?
That tree root stopped the pneumatic drill dead in its tracks. Just nothing. I cut about a half-inch in, and this drill just died on me. Literally. Like, what kind of wood can stop a metal chisel that's been sharpened to razor sharp dead in its tracks? I mean, good Lord. I need a Navi exterminator because I think I found the tree that's growing unobtainium in my front yard. Like somebody called James Cameron. We're filming Avatar 2 in my yard on my lawn. It was just insanely bad. So anyway, I gave up on the drill. I borrowed a reciprocating saw from a neighbor of mine, and I just had to cut through it the hard way. And when I was done with it, the neighbor said, was it any good? And I said, you know what? I like this reciprocating saw so much, I'm never going to borrow it again. Why? Because I'm stealing it. I'll just go out and buy my own. And that's all I have for tonight.
Bravo! Way to go! That was great.
That was great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Do you think illiterate people get the full effect of alphabet soup? Oh, we got somebody to laugh.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. I used to go around the furry sims with a gun. I I was collecting pelts for Lieb Zoo. Yeah. A girlfriend of mine was dating some Russian guy here in Second Life, and they had a fight, and she said to him, "Let's have makeup sex," and he says, "Does that mean I have to wear lipstick?" You know? Yeah. Are there any girls in Second Life who have a mustache?
Probably.
To it.
But there are some great reasons, things that I really love about Second Life, you know? Yeah. 5 days in advance, you can tell your friends you can't attend their party because you're having a headache. Only in Second Life. Yeah. That's great, though. You have all sorts of excuses for not showing up to something that somebody, my internet connection wasn't working. Let me tell you something. Everybody's internet connection is working, okay? Yeah, exactly. By the way, in about 10 minutes, we've got Freestar and Kwai. Yeah, Kwai. That's how we're pronouncing it, Kwai. Is that right, Freestar? That's great. Yeah. So, yeah. You ever turn to any of his children, when the economy was tough, just at the dinner table, turn to them and just look at them and go, by the way, due to the economy, we're going to have to let one of you go. I mean, that'd be great.
Sell you for medical experiments.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I like is, if I go to the zoo, I like to run out of the zoo through the parking lot, screaming and yelling, "Run for your lives! They're loose! They're loose!" You should see how that works out. There's all sorts of things that movies have ruined for us. Nobody can swim in the ocean anymore because of Jaws. We can't go to a zoo anymore because of Jurassic Park, right? Yeah. I think I'm going to get Pixel Peel next week. Don't you think, after a while in Second Life? That's what we need, one of those. I want to find out who has the last bottle of Whiteout, because I'm going to put that up for sale, right? I really think it'd be kind of fun to find the person who paid. How much money did they pay? Like a few $1,000s for that grilled cheese sandwich that looked like Jesus Christ's face on it? What does it look like now? It's more like Satan, doesn't it? Jesus. Oh, you gotta love people, right? Yeah. Anyhow, so we're just wandering through, trying to we'll use up the time, see what happens, right? Yeah. Yeah. How many of you still getting Second Life married? Any of you getting partnered still? Anybody partnered in this year, 2013? Just type it and let us know if you've been partnered this year. Yeah. Because I've been invited
Partnered and already split.
Oh, partnered and split, yeah. Yeah, I used to buy presents for people when they partnered. Then I had somebody write a script, so if they departnered, the damn present come back, because I got tired of buying the same. Yeah.
Is there
one great
Second
thing?
Life fruitcake that just gets passed around?
Yeah. Thing to do, is if you get invited to First Life wedding or something, you have to bring a gift. You just go down to one of the thrift stores, buy a piece of cut crystal. It's not that expensive, Break it, put it in a box, but wrap it all up. And when they open it, they won't tell you that it was broken. They'll be ashamed that somehow they broke the piece of crystal, right? How's the vase? Oh, it's lovely. It's a great way to save money. Anyhow. So you gotta love it. Anybody ever go to church here in Second Life? There were a bunch of churches in Second Life. I don't know what happened to them all, right? Yeah. You know what I thought the other day? We could solve this whole problem. There are a lot of Jews for Christ. You've seen them, right, in the street? Well, and that made Christians like the Jews better, right? Is that right or wrong? I think that did something. So if we can get Jews that say Jews for Muslims, we could really change that part of the world too, don't you think? No, nobody thinks that's going to work, huh? Nobody thinks that'll work. All right, no. Yeah, so, yep, I'll tell you. It's great. Do you know why American girls are attracted to European men? Do any of you know why? How many of you know this? Because this is actually so,
The accent?
Yeah. What?
The accent?
Yeah. Because they can pretend they're saying something nice to them. Takes a long time before we realize they're saying the same shit that the American men are saying. We just don't understand it for a couple.
Yeah, it wears off.
What, Marley?
It wears off quick.
It wears off quick, right?
All of a sudden, they're the same old annoying voice.
You know, one nice thing about Second Life, you know, is that you get so used to this that when you walk around at First Life, you still think you're 28 years old. Yeah. Catboy, you walk around at First Life, you think you look like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the problem, though, Catboy, for you, you know, at least me, you'll find me in the women's clothing section looking for a new dress. You know, they just think I'm weird. But you're in the kiddie section. Fuck, they're going to take you out.
I'm on my way to get Mo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ever signed something in First Life with your Second Life name? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it great? Who's this? Oh, it's one of my 3 faces of Eve. Yeah. How many of you looked in the mirror in First Life and go, "Oh, I'm not wearing my collar"? No. Oh God, yeah. You know, the thing bothers me most is after a while in Second Life, I walk around in First Life with this AO on. I'm telling you, it doesn't go over big, right? Yeah. Yep. I mean, tell me something. You know, what is it about hunts in Second Life? You go to a hunt in Second Life, and they give you a piece of junk. Like, you're going to come back to that store because they gave you junk. If they gave you something nice, you might say, well, I want to come back to that store because that was really nice, right? How do you turn on RLV in RL? Yeah. What's this one? Oh, look for a skirt and... Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah. I'll tell you this, the first skirts that we all thought was so great, you know the person who made them, they had one of those little steamer baskets in the kitchen, and they said, oh, if I turn this upside down, I can bring in Second Life and make it into a prim skirt. Remember those things? You know, I felt like I should just stand on my head and be like cauliflower. Anyhow. So everybody having a good time. We have to make this stuff up as we go along. How many of you dream as your avatar in First Life? You go to sleep at night and you dream as if you're your avatar.
Yep.
I do.
Yes, I have. Yep.
Did you say that, Catboy? Yes, you have?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Yes, you have. You know the person sleeping next to you is scared shitless, right?
Yeah. No, that's why I wake up alone.
I woke up one day in First Life. I went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror and I said, who is this guy? And did I have sex with him? You know? Yeah. Anybody remember you putting your first belly ring on, girls? Do you remember this? When we stood and we take that ring and we put it in and we drag it all the way across the sim and it would be lost somewhere. We never found it again, right? Yeah, I'll tell you. Yep. And Sculpty here, boy, that was something. And the new mesh here, how about that? That looks just like Newt Gingrich's wife's here. That's about the same movement, don't you think? She must have gotten her here in Second Life, one of the first mesh girls. All right, let me get off the stage so that I can let them set up here, okay? Because they're going to be on in 5 minutes. Come on, the team who's going to set up, you get set up. And once they're all set up, Jay Wheels eventually will give us the big hoot to come out of voice and come into stream. And just ahead of time, before we get to all of that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's in here because you guys really are incredible. You've made Tuesday nights absolutely spectacular. Did I just crash again as usual?
You're here. We see you.
Oh, okay, great. That we had a good crash earlier. All right, Don't look at my skirt, damn shimmery stuff. So, yeah. Yep. Any of you girls, when you're in First Life, you go into like Saks or Nordstrom or Walmart, you go to buy a skirt and you ask the salesperson, does this come with a glitch pants? Do they come with glitch pants? I like to ask people when I'm buying clothes in First Life, I mean, does this come with a color changer? Yeah. I mean, it's great. You got to use those things, you know. I mean, just just go do it, right? You in Bloomies today? Yeah, Dr. Fan? Yeah. Did you buy anything there? Is this one crotchless in jacket form? Ren, that was great. Can I wear this as a jacket layer?
There you go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, so yeah. But there are some great things about Second Life, no tangled electric cords. Have you noticed that? Yeah. Yeah, and the only STD you can get in Second Life is carpal tunnel syndrome.
Really?
Yeah. And girls, isn't it great? We don't have to wear a bra in Second Life, right? Yeah, that's great. Whoops, what's that? If you could put that in for us, please. Oh, no, don't give that to me, Kai. I can't do that. J Wheels puts it in. J Wheels, can you put that in or whatever?
It's already in. They're good to
It's
go.
already in. Somebody tell Bridge over River Kwai everything's good, all right? They come to me.
Right.
Look, I hope they look at me. Look, I'm not going to crack my nails putting that shit in the stream. You know that. Yeah. Yeah. And the good thing for the guys is no penis envy here. So let us know when everything's running, all right?
I will. Just give me 1 second, Lauren.
But there are a couple of things that I really wish we had in Second Life, which we don't have. It'd be nice to get free lindens, don't you think? Free lindens, right? Second, it'd be nice to get the truth once in a while. That would be pretty good. And third, one of the really most disheartening things about Second Life is there's no bacon in here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the heartbreak of it all, right? Yeah. So now we have to make up a whole bunch of shit to fill the next 2 minutes in. So if anybody has anything clever, do what you can. By the way, do you know if there are any Second Life stunt doubles? They're jobs that don't really exist. Yeah. So yeah. Anyhow. Oh, and then this great. I saw a sex HUD for sale in Second Life. You got to love this. It had 600 ways of enjoying your partner. 600 ways. Can you imagine that? I don't even want to know anybody for 600 of anything. After 40, 50 times, all my positions are used up, including sleeping. Yeah. This one had 49 menus. Can you imagine trying to go through 49 menus while you're having sex with somebody in Second Life? Excuse me, 1 second. Yeah. It had 356 new top quality animations, fully synchronized. How about that? If you could turn them all on at once, what would that look like? 5 full menus dedicated to what?
I said, and do it all one-handed.
Yeah, exactly. 5 full menus dedicated to group sex. Male, 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 female, male, female, 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 and 3-way cuddles. Whatever that meant. Okay, that was in there. Includes a full massage menu, too, so you could get a full massage menu. It had gay, lesbian, bondage, spanking, she-male group, and many other dedicated menus. I mean, that's way too much. But I thought this was great. In this sex HUD was actually a menu for solo masturbating. I mean, do you really need a fucking menu in Second Life for solo masturbating? Can't you just log out? Oh, is that showtime? Did you say that, Magic? Are we now ready to go here?
Yes.
Or
I
no,
hope
Magic?
so. Like I said, the stream is in. We should be
All
good.
right,
but
well,
I'm
you'll
not
let
yet.
us know when it's running, okay? Second Life duct tape.
I ran into a guy in Second Life. He had 5 penises. I said, "My God, how do your pants fit?" He says, "Like a glove."
Oh, I got to tell you, I was at Excite when they used to have to pull these things out and put them on the update table. Do you remember back then? You had to take your penis to Excite and stick it on an update table. And so I was there, and this guy was there dragging his girl collared her with a leash or whatever it was, and he was taking them out, and he was putting one after another on different update tables. He got like to the 5th table, put one up, and she says, I've never seen that one before. You know, like, what is that? That's a great way to find out that he's been.